Pit and Paddock Racing Show for a special pre-Daytona 500 episode.
What does Waltrip say? Giggity, giggity, let's go racing?
Not quite. I think that's Quagmire.
Oh.
I think Waltrip says boogity.
Oh. It probably has a different meaning. Giggity.
Yes, quite a different meaning. I like that one better, though. They should switch that.
We'll write Waltrip and tell him to switch that up to giggity. It might be trademarked, though.
Probably. He retired now, anyways. Well, first off, they had the exhibition race, the Clash at Bowman-Gray Stadium, which was dominated by Chase Elliott.
Oh, the paperclip track?
The tiny little running track there. I think Chase Elliott won his heat race, won the pole, I think led all but 10 laps in the race and won, but still pretty entertaining.
Did it have like a scissors lift for a flag stand?
It looked like they did. I don't know what that was about. I guess the rickety scaffolding is out and the scissor lift is in. I don't know why they need that. I don't know. It's kind of nice to see some bumping in a cup race again on that tiny little track.
It kind of looked like they took a high school field and track and field place and just paved it over and called it a race.
That's exactly what it looks like. I think the junior college football team plays football in that field there.
Oh.
Is what I think I heard him say that.
The Punxsutawney Punks?
Yeah, something like that. The one thing that did bother me is Fox once again wants to zoom in on the cars like inches away and show you like their front bumpers the entire race. I'm like, can I see what's happening on the entire track, not just your front right tire the entire race?
They're trying to get those little fender well sponsors sometime.
No, thank you. Anything? I did see Ty Gibbs tried to jump over another car. I think that was pretty entertaining in the race.
Kurt Busch started the year with a spin. I'm going to call that foreshadowing.
Kyle?
Kyle, sorry.
How many? Was it
Kyle,
just one?
Kurt, neither one of them are winning, so what's it matter?
Yeah, that's true. Well, maybe he will this year. Probably not. Who else? Kyle Larson had, 2 spins, I think?
Yes. Chevy, I think, had the most spins award for that race. I like his synchronized spinning that he did a couple of those.
Oh, with his teammate.
Yeah.
That was, I would say it was an entertaining exhibition race. Get everyone warmed up for the season.
No points. It was just for fun.
Yeah.
Once again. 42 years ago, NASCAR went Jesus at the wedding mode by serving the best race first, the Daytona 500. So we're bringing you some interesting Daytona 500 facts. The first race in 1959 was won by Lee Petty in a photo finish. It took 3 days to determine the winner.
Why did it take 3 days? Did they hire the Arizona Elections Commission to certify that race or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Something to do with technology. I mean, it's a photo. Did it take 3 days to develop? I don't know why, but it took 3 days.
No. The 1979 race ended in a last lap crash between Cale Yarborough and Bobby Allison, followed by a fistfight between Yarborough and Allison's brother, which I always remember that replay. Always comes up somewhere in the highlight reel of NASCAR.
Hey, back in that day, if you bump somebody and knock them out of the race, pit crews were going at it later. I mean, because it was dollars. Those guys wanted their bonus money.
That was more fun.
Yeah. They had some skin in the game. Another fact, it took Dale Earnhardt 20 years to win the Daytona 500. Finally did it in 1998. All the pit crews from all the teams lined up on pit road to wave at him as he went by when he finally won the 500.
That's another main highlight that they show every year. Is just driving down the line of crew members.
Why are there 2 Daytona races anyway? There's the Daytona 500 and the something else, not a 500.
The 400, the night race they run in. Well, now it's like the last race before the playoffs. I don't know. The NASCAR used to go to every track twice back when they started.
They didn't have enough tracks to go to.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
They didn't let those people up north.
No, they would just go to every track twice. And, well, Daytona will probably stick around as going to twice because
Sells a lot of tickets.
sells tickets and it's restrictor plates, so they're all close all the time. So, looking at all the teams who was good at drafting and everything last year, who do you think's got the best chance at Daytona?
Well, Ford was pretty good on big tracks last year, so I don't know, Blaney, maybe my man Gilligan, or your favorite, Baby Joey.
Oh, Joey. Yay.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a Ford, unless they all get crashed out.
That's just as likely.
Yeah.
I think the Fords are going to do it, but I like the RFK team. They added a third car over the offseason, so I think Brad Keselowski, Chris Buescher, and Ryan Preece might. I think they can win it. They usually are pretty good there.
I would like to see another Keselowski drunk interview post-race.
The chief.
Yeah.
They had like
He had a massive
48 ounces of Miller Lite or something, and then they put him on SportsCenter live, and
He had a fitty.
that was fun.
Defending winner is Lord Byron.
Yes, that was a pretty good race.
He's-
It's like a year ago.
Yeah, he started out with a win and then went on to. He got close. He was in the playoffs for most of it.
He always seems to come out strong at the beginning of the year and like fizzles out after the halfway point. It seems the Hendrick cars. The one thing I am ready for at Daytona is a bunch of carnage. That's
Carnage.
That's guaranteed. Or it isn't. Or you think you made it past, and then on the last lap, 40 cars get in a crash.
And some dude who's never been in the 500 wins the race,
And
like last year.
And some guy picks the 3 worst cars in the field to get a top 10 and a parlay and wins $50,000. Like
Just as likely. Well, this year there are 9 privateers. I did the European
The
privateer. 9 privateers vying for 5 open grid spots. Privateers include Jimmy, JJ, and Elio. Elio, who's never raced NASCAR before. How could Elio possibly win?
Well, you pretty much gotta hold the gas down and not crash. So
Hang out at the back.
out of any track to have your first race at, this wouldn't be the one that you could win. Probably.
Okay.
Stay safe, not crash.
Yeah, one where you just hold your foot down and drive. Didn't work for Dan Weldon.
Who last year, Travis Pastrana finished like 8th, just because he hung out at the back and there was a crash and he was like, "Excuse me."
I'm saying that's Elio's best chance.
Probably.
Well, in Daytona news, this are unnamed sources. That's what journalists do now.
Oh,
You just
unnamed?
say unnamed. Unnamed sources say that boomer Mike Wallace is going to sue NASCAR for ageism for not allowing him to enter the 500.
No one eligible for Social Security is allowed in the car.
He is prime age for the U.S. Senate, though.
Oh, is he from Kentucky?
He could be.
I feel like he's not old enough to be in the Senate yet.
He would be, one of the junior senators.
He's not being pushed around in a wheelchair, so he's a little spry for that.
Yeah.
Uh,
They'd have to turn the volume down on the sound system in the Senate
It's too
Hall.
loud in here. What?
Yeah.
You have any totally accurate race predictions?
I'm going first place, Ricky Bobby. Second's going to be Cole Trickle. And third, a previously unknown driver in a Ford who survives the late big one.
That makes sense.
That's the podium.
Earlier, I asked Siri to randomly generate a number between 1 and 100, and she told me 45. So, Tyler Reddick, which seems like a reasonable pick. I like it.
Speaking of 45, I heard Trump's going to be at Daytona.
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah.
It's a good thing DI left the sport in 2008 when Ganassi bought him, so you won't have to worry about that. They followed the order. Other NASCAR news, I heard that they're going to bring the soft option tire to Phoenix for the spring race.
That's the day race, right?
Yeah. in March, I believe. I'm gonna I'll give someone $30 if it actually makes the race decent.
I'll give someone $30 and a cup full of Winstons if it makes the race decent.
Cup of Winstons, tasty.
Did you get that picture I sent you of 80s? Man, I forget who the driver was now. Like at a yellow flag, he's in the car smoking a Winston.
Oh, was that? I remember Dick Trickle.
Yeah, that's right. It was Dick Trickle. He's smoking up in the car.
I remember they cut to his Indycar camera, and he's got his own cigarette lighter in there.
He's got a little ashtray that pops out of the dash too.
I think NASCAR.
Who is having a cigarette? He has a cigarette lighter in the car. He just reached for it.
Reminds us of the days of David Pearson. He used to do that all the time.
Bad habits are very hard to break
They
even when
sure
you're
are.
driving a race car.
I think NASCAR would frown upon that now. Smoking in the car.
I have one truck left that actually has the ashtray and lighter. The old kind where you push it in and it gets hot and pops out. I have one of those.
I just have now it's like more of a phone charger type thing.
It became a phone charger.
Yeah.
And a CD player.
Good times, Winston. Well, since NASCAR has a new TV deal coming up this year, I thought I could go over it real quick to make sure that there's no confusion, because if there's anything NASCAR likes, it's to just be totally straightforward and not be confusing about anything at all. So, first of all, the Truck Series, their races, practice, and qualifying, all on Fox Sports 1 and 2. Probably a Fox race here or there, so that one's pretty easy. The Busch Series is going to be on CW for everything, practice, qualifying, and the races. So that's a new switch to the CW.
CW?
Yeah, I'm not sure there's going to be enough angsty team drama on the CW in the Busch Series for the CW, but we'll see about that.
It'll be like young vampire drivers in loves.
Yeah, something like that. I hope. I hope not.
They could do like a sub-series on like crew members hooking up behind the scenes, like a below decks kind of thing. behind the roll-up door. I don't know what you call it.
Awful lot of dudes in there.
Yeah, that's kind
A
of
lot
the
of big dudes back there.
Not a lot of women in NASCAR crews. The engineers will be.
Now the easy one is the Cup Series. So the first 14 races are going to be on Fox or Fox Sports 1. That's Daytona through the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. Practice and qualifying for all these races are going to be on Amazon Prime, the streaming service, except for Bowman-Gray last week, Daytona, and the All-Star race. Those are on Fox Sports 1 practice. Got it? Paying attention? Easy.
Okay.
So after that, you got your next 5 races on Amazon Prime. That's
more
the Coke
Amazon
600 through Pocono, Amazon Prime. Yeah. So those races, practice and qualifying, are also on Amazon Prime.
Did Bezos marry somebody in the Franz family?
He is throwing a buttload of money at NASCAR, and NASCAR just enjoys taking a lot of money.
Okay.
So after that, you got your next 5 races are on TNT, and also Max streaming. That's going to be Atlanta through the Brickyard 400. Practice qualifying for those races will also be on Max or True TV, the very well-known cable channel that everyone watches.
God, this is worse than calculus.
So I'm sure everyone's keeping up and is fully aware of what's going on now. The last 14 races are on NBC or USA, which is Iowa through Phoenix. Practice and qualifying for these are going to be on True TV and Max also. Oh, and all the races are going to have all telemetry and in-car cameras for every car and radios. That'll be streaming on Max all season.
Does anybody not get a NASCAR race on cable? Did they not get Trump's non-DEI order?
BET, I believe, does not have any races on.
Oh, okay. Hallmark? Hallmark could do the behind the roll-up door series.
Oh my. AMC Classic only has one race. So that's simple. I mean, I don't see how you could not follow NASCAR easily all season long.
are they ever just going to do a streaming service so you could just have one place and just pay, I don't know, what's it, like 70 or $80 for F1, probably like $300 for NASCAR.
It would make too much sense. I don't know. They're going to do this, so you have to jump through thousands of hoops to just find the races, and then they're going to be like, viewership's down this season. I don't understand why. Maybe because you have to fish through 15 different services to find the things you want to watch.
Who's the announcer guy for Fox that did what's that guy's name?
Is it Mike Joy?
Yeah. I always
The lead
feel,
one?
I don't know, it always feels like they just like pulled him off an infomercial somewhere because he had a good announcer voice and had him do NASCAR. Like it just doesn't feel like he's really a NASCAR kind of person.
I think he started... Oh, man, he's been doing it racing since forever. I think he started in sports cars way back when, and
You would think I'd be used to it by now, but no, I still feel like he's going to try and sell me on multi-level marketing or something.
but he started with Fox at NASCAR in like 2001, so he's
Yeah. Well, he's due for retirement, too.
pretty much.
I don't know. How could you get... Only the European Union could write something this complex. Like, does it include German reparations?
It could. I don't know. I hope so.
I'd like Roman reparations.
Nah.
I'm sure our ancestors got treated badly by the Romans at some point in time.
Now explain that to your grandfather, who's a bit of a NASCAR fan and just wants to watch a race over the weekend.
He's like, what channel's it on? Yeah, you're going to have like a 12-step matrix. If this, then that.
Jesus. Any season predictions? Champion this year?
Well, the betting odds have Larson winning. So I'm going to go with Blaney for the championship this year.
That's a good pick. I'm going to bet that I'll be angry we don't have a normal championship, like racing should have. But I think Byron will get his first championship this year.
Lord Byron.
Lord Byron.
How about race predictions? I'm going to predict something crazy. Ford wins a short track.
Okay. Yeah, I could see Blaney. Blaney could probably do that.
Because they pretty much suck on the short track, so maybe they'll win one this year.
Yeah. Keselowski, Blaney. I think they'll have a good year.
Hey, didn't Custer get moved up from Busch Series to...
Oh, the Haas team kept the one charter and moved Cole Custer back up. So he'll be in the single Ford for Haas.
Okay.
The other one is they went to Front Row, and the other one went to RFK Racing. Their other charters.
That's it for NASCAR. Get ready for the Daytona 500 this weekend. I'm probably going to do like an hour delay so I can fast forward to the crashes.
You're going to want to fast forward through those commercials also.
Oh, yeah, that too. I'll watch like the intro, see if Trump's there, anybody else show. It's starting to become a little bit of a celebrity place.
Yeah, it was for a while. Kind of faded a little bit.
See what the flyover is.
Air Force One?
That would be a cool flyover. What's happening in Formula One?
Well, a little bit of Formula One news. Haas has hit its funding cap for the first time ever. Gene does not have to pay.
Oh, wow. Who's the new sponsor?
Apparently, USAID had plenty of extra taxpayer dollars to help cover the shortfall. So, that's good.
Sounds reasonable. I mean,
Yeah.
we pay for, gender transitioning alpaca goats in Afghanistan. Why not an IndyCar team?
I was going to put in an offer. Maybe they want to sponsor the show also.
Oh, yeah. We'll give them a Super Pro Deluxe subscription for $36 million.
Yes. I thought we could use a jet and or a house.
Yes. And an engineer.
Yes.
Somebody to help with the sound and actually do the splicing. That would be nice. We could, but then we could just, farm it out to India or something and
Yeah.
say that we made an American job.
Maybe hire a better host and I can just relax.
Just write the
Who's
jokes.
better? AI do it.
Well, the Las Vegas Grand Prix is going to start at 8 p.m. local time instead of 10 p.m. So Only 7 more hours to go, and we can finally get down to 1 p.m. where it belongs.
You're getting there, guys.
Yeah.
They really want that nighttime show, don't they?
Yeah. Nobody wants to watch the race on the East Coast at 11 p.m.
That's better than 1 a.m., I guess.
Why that? You know what? Like, it's not like having it at night is any easier on the traffic or anything. All that area is shut down anyway.
They just want the lights on the strip on television across Europe and pictures.
That's okay, but it's okay. It's October. They could have like a 5 p.m. race.
I think it'd be cool to do like a twilight, so it gets by the end it's dark. Start during the day, gets dark. That'd be pretty cool. Sunset race.
What race do we have that starts out and it's daytime and it ends and it's dark? Is it like Singapore or one of those?
I think Singapore kind of does.
Anyway,
that one might start. I don't know.
Just 1 p.m.
I know
that'll be good enough.
The Coke 600 does, but that race is like 8,000 miles.
Oh yeah.
Or Le Mans does, but that's a day.
It's the Coke 600 leagues, right? What's a league? Like 4 miles or something? 8 miles? I used to know.
I forgot my leagues.
A league is how far you can walk in an hour, so I think it's like 4.
What a weird system of measurement. And very trivial.
Yeah. When you're the Roman army, it's like, let's measure by how far we can get in an hour. That actually makes sense. See, the Pit and Paddock Race Show is your source for historical trivia.
Yeah, the more you know.
Knowing is half the battle. Netflix is rumored to be bidding for U.S. broadcast rights for Formula One for the 2026 season.
Well, if Netflix is successful, everyone should be prepared for F1 to be canceled after 2 seasons.
Oh, like Messiah? I like that show. It only made 1 season and they canceled it for wokeness.
That's any Netflix show you start to enjoy I haven't started it.
Like, they found this guy that actually looked like European Jesus, but a little bit Arabic. Did you see that show? I think it was called Messiah. What was it called?
I heard about it. It's on my list.
It was really good. What? And then they canceled it, and it turns out, because they had like some Palestinians that were bombers, that was unfair to portray them as bombers.
Someone should tell Palestine that it's unfair to have bombers.
Yeah. And for that, it got canceled. Maybe it'll come back now that wokeness is starting to die off.
Weird. I thought Jesus was just a white bearded dude. That's what the pictures told me.
Yes. Unless you're somewhere in the South, then you can have black Jesus. What's the hit show about Jesus and the disciples? Chosen? That one's got like Lebanese Jesus, kind of, probably more accurate. It's got the dark hair, kind of curly.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Other news, Haas is going to continue using the Ferrari wind tunnel, even though their new partner Toyota has offered their wind tunnel to use.
Our sources told us that the Haas engineers complain that someone keeps microwaving fish in the break room.
Of Toyota?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Also, the Ferrari break room has forks.
Oh, yeah.
Toyota break room doesn't have forks.
You know how difficult it is to eat pasta with chopsticks?
Oh, I know. Weren't you an exchange student in Japan?
Yes.
How old were you? It was like middle school?
6th or 7th grade.
Was it?
I ate cereal.
Yeah. You went for like a week, right?
A little 2 weeks.
And then some Japanese kid came to your mom, stayed with your parents for 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I just remember your mom saying that you were really freaked out by the food, so the family took you to McDonald's.
I wasn't big on Japanese food then. I like it a lot more now.
Yeah.
But I did learn how to use chopsticks.
Did they really use chopsticks all the time?
Most things. With rice.
Rice. Pretty much rice with every meal? Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh, well. Do you remember what city you were in?
Kyoto. Near the area. Suburbs.
Oh, okay. Was it fun?
Yes.
This would have been like Japan in the 90s, right? Or early 2000s?
Yeah.
Something like that?
2000s.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember it well. Everyone was speaking Japanese a lot.
Did you learn some before you went?
Very little. And then I got there and I didn't need it because everyone spoke English. Some.
Of course they do.
It was
Thanks, America.
I was going to try and use it, and they were like, it's fine, we speak English. I'm like, okay, good.
Okay, I'll just learn I have to pee in Japanese. Where's the bathroom is like the first thing they... Actually, in college, I studied French, and the first thing they teach you is how to order alcohol.
That's correct.
Yeah. Je voudrais un bière. That's the first thing you need to know.
Sake?
And then, where are the bathrooms?
I should go back. I bet it's nice there. And I can actually enjoy it this time.
Yeah. Ooh, we could go to the Japanese Grand Prix. That would be fun.
Yes. I would avoid McDonald's, I think. I'm good, thanks. Coming up next in F1, the exciting launch event from the O2 Arena live in London. That'll be on YouTube and F1 TV. All the teams are supposed to show their 2025 liveries, probably with some sort of unnecessary video.
Like a decade-old techno pop soundtrack going on in the background.
Yep, something like that.
Wait, how do they do it?
Video.
Yeah, zoom.
You can't actually see the livery, and you're like, can I just see a picture, please?
Yeah, are all the cars going to actually be there with the teams, or are they just all going to be on a screen together?
They're all going to be there, and I think each team's going to get their own presentation. I'm guessing they'll go from backwards through owner points. Starting with the worst all the way up to Red Bull.
Oh yeah,
but
they're not going to go Jesus at the wedding in F1.
No. So there's going to be some sort of guaranteed obnoxious red carpet interview thing beforehand. Most likely a pop singer or band I don't care about will be performing. They probably could have just released a bunch of high quality pictures on the internet, and that would have been perfectly fine. But then the FIA couldn't have sold tickets to the arena for $300 to $1,000 each beforehand.
Wow. It's going to be in like a soccer arena?
Like a O2 arena is like an indoor basketball kind of sized.
Oh, okay. Could they line up 10 cars across the basketball court?
Maybe it's a little bigger.
They're going to like roll out. I guess we'll find out.
I guess they'll do that. Yeah, it's going to be next Tuesday. Probably not a great time to watch, so I'll probably catch the replay.
So in past years, how they do it is each team just randomly releases their car whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
With the video that may or may not actually be the car.
They'll do a video, or some of them have like a 30-minute presentation, unnecessary presentation. Now it's all together in one thing, and they all get, I don't know, 5 or 10-minute production thing. I don't know. It should be worth watching. Probably not.
On replay,
so I can skip through a lot of things.
Just it's the last year of the formula, so the cars aren't drastically different, the liveries aren't drastically... Ooh, Ferrari went 2 shades darker with their color, wow.
Maybe the weight's in check so they can actually have paint on their cars, that would be fun.
There's been a lot of speculation about the pictures that Ferrari's releasing with Lewis Hamilton. Like, there's all these hidden numbers in the pictures, and the numbers mean things, and... I don't know, maybe you add them up and it tells you the day the world's going to end or something.
So, something about the Illuminati.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, Indycar also has a new TV deal this season.
Oh dear.
It's been much hyped now. It is not quite as complicated as NASCAR's TV deal. We'll start off with the Indy Light Series. Indy Light's practice, qualifying, and the races are on Fox Sports 1 and 2, which is new. Even Peacock didn't show practice and qualifying for the Indy Light Series last year. That was interesting.
Might as well put them on like Fox Sports 4 for all the viewership they're going to get. You know what? Unless they get like a bunch of really attractive female drivers, they're just not going to get a lot of viewership on Indy Lights or yeah.
Well, they started pushing attractive female drivers into the series. The IndyCar series, practice and qualifying will be on Fox Sports 1. The races will be on Fox. And
reasonable.
That's it. Those are the channels. Just the 2 channels.
Streaming? Any streaming?
Not with the demise of that Venue Sports package. The Fox has nothing going on right now. They're looking to have something formed by the end of the year, but it'll probably be post IndyCar season.
Do we have at least 2 sources on that news bit?
Oh, I have 12? I don't know. 12 or 0. We don't need sources. We just make things up for clicks. I don't know.
We're journalists.
Yeah. You know, just like journalists do.
Yeah, we don't need sources. Just say unnamed sources. Boom, you're a journalist.
Unnamed sources.
Yeah. Well, Fox is investing in ads. You saw some of the ads. They had a Super Bowl ad for IndyCar. They hired Will Buxom from F1, formerly of Speed. Makes me hopeful for the coverage. Like maybe they're putting some time and money into this. Maybe it's going to be good.
I saw in the pregame they had Joseph Newgarden in New Orleans, like on the pregame set with Joey Logano. And then they had those 3 commercials. I saw one for Pato O'Ward, Alex Palou, and Joseph Newgarden. I like the Newgarden one the best. That was a pretty good one, the commercial. But yeah, that was... And they played him like 6 different times during the pregame and the Super Bowl. So that's a lot of ads.
I have to admit, I watched a total of like 7 minutes of this Super Bowl.
I did a lot of skimming at like 3 times speed, and I stopped and watched the IndyCar ads or commercials that looked interesting from movies. Most of the game I skipped through.
The Burger King commercial. Everybody liked that one.
Just kind of skimming. It's like, oh, that one looked good. I'll go back and look at that one.
Yeah, I really didn't care about either team. I just wanted to make sure the Chiefs didn't win because I didn't want them to be the first three-peat team. When somebody three-peats, I want it to be a West Coast team that everybody is shocked they even made it into the playoffs. Like, how did this team win 3 Super Bowls? They have like a wild card 3 times in a row and win 3 in a row, and everybody's just like, how did that happen? That's what I want to see.
I'm for it.
Yeah,
if it's my team.
Yeah, because that sounds like the Cardinals.
No, they would blow it.
Or the Raiders, maybe. One of those teams.
Well, you knew the Chiefs were going to lose pretty early on, so that was set.
Wow, I think it was like second quarter. I tuned in to see what the score was. I'm like, oh, that looks like an old-fashioned butt kicking.
Okay, well, that's the Super Bowl.
Wow. Yeah, did they score 1 touchdown? Is that why they had 6? They scored a touchdown.
They went for 2.
And went for 2. Okay. Yeah, like it really would have been like 6-40, but the Eagles kind of backed off at the end and let them score a couple for I don't know why. They had like their 3rd string quarterback in at that point.
Well, you want to get someone with a little Super Bowl experience once in a while, I guess.
I played in the Super Bowl. Really? Yeah, like 4 downs, but I played in the Super Bowl. Good enough.
Super Bowl champion.
Hey, they were going to have Biden resign on the last day and let Kamala be president for 1 day just so she could...
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, but then Biden's like, hell no, I ain't doing that.
He probably would have if she didn't take away his...
Stab him in the back, and And then he turned around and stabbed the whole party and said, well, then you want to have a mini primary? I'm going to say I'm behind Kamala, so you don't have one. There, what do you think of that?
Oh, well, anyways, IndyCar. Ooh, after a record 0 starts, 0 wins, and 0 podiums, Hailie Deegan has graduated from the USF 2000 series to the Indy Lights series for next season.
0 starts?
0 starts. She was going to start USF 2000, but her sponsors wanted to be in a series with TV coverage, so she got bumped up.
Oh, I guess they didn't get Trump's DEI memo.
Dollars Trump memos.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's going to be a tough introduction to open wheel racing. You're in the 2nd tier U.S. series.
See, now it might be interesting because she's going to struggle to handle that car and race at those speeds, and yeah, that might be interesting.
It took Jamie Chadwick a year and a half to get acclimated, and she was a multi-time winner in Europe in the W Series before she came over.
What? Wait, where was Deegan racing before?
NASCAR.
Oh, right. Oh, well.
Trucks and...
How's she going to do road courses? Does she have any road course experience?
NASCAR. Off-road?
Kind of a road. Formula H? What? Or Extreme H. That's what it is now.
Off-road truck racing, maybe?
Well, we wish her the best. We might have to watch that just to see how it goes.
Good luck.
In IndyCar news, Tim Cindric announced that he will start a reduced role at Team Penske. He's going to step back a little bit after learning that Musk and the Doge team were coming to review Penske's software files.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's time to back off.
I'm gonna take this thing.
I'm no longer associated with that company that figured out how to override push to pass.
We're on our way over.
Yeah.
Earlier today, I saw that Doug Bowles is going to be replacing Jay Fry as IndyCar president.
IndyCar as a president?
It's an advisory position to Roger Penske.
Yeah, pretty much do what Roger says.
I believe last year he made some comments about Pato that were ill-advised or something.
Penske?
No, the Jay Fry.
Oh, the one, yeah.
Something about, like, Pato who or whatever. And made a shirt out of it. I don't know. It was kind of funny, but it seems that now there's a new president.
Oh, well. He can sit there and pretend like he's important.
Yeah. Roger, can we do this? Nope. Okay.
Your role as president is to find money for the series. That's pretty much it. Give us more sponsors and sell more seats and leave Roger alone.
Can we have more ovals? Nope. Nope. In other racing news, almost, 6 months ago was the Rolex 24. Feels like 6 months ago anyways.
I didn't watch that. Is that the one where BMW used one of their lap-down cars to try and hold up the Corvette so that their other BMW could get around them?
Yes. And then there was the picture of the Corvette coming back up on him, and he's sticking his head out the window.
Ah, that's the famous
flipping
picture.
Him off.
Yeah.
Probably the picture of the weekend there. I wonder if we can show that. Well, I'll do it anyways.
You know, that is one of those things they do in Europe, and in America we kind of frown on that.
Oh, he was unhappy.
Yeah.
And he gave him some bumps about it, too.
That seemed like a reasonable after the race pit crew fight.
That was pretty funny. It was a good ending that made the race ending pretty interesting.
Yeah. What else can you expect from the Germans?
Very German. Penske finished first and third in the GTP class, again, with the win.
First in the push-to-pass class.
That's, once again, Meyer-Shank was second.
They will never live that down.
I will not let them. Ford won the GTD class in their first race with the Mustang, so good for them.
Wow, that's pretty good. I wish they would have done as good at Dakar. I mean, they got on the podium, but...
they should have... Well, they didn't roll anything in this race, so that's good.
Carlos Sainz wasn't driving for them, huh? Carlos Sainz Sr.
Couple notable paint schemes. They had a purple Dragon car, which was pretty cool, and a flannel Lamborghini.
You know, Ferrari would kick you out of their prissy little Italian club for that sort of rubbish.
It must be red.
Yeah, you get red, yellow, black. I think that's it.
Can you do white? No, that's a Lambo color, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, they kind of... I think Ferrari now, does some pre-qualifications, and you have to promise not to do ridiculous... Some dude camo painted his Ferrari, and they didn't like that.
I would do it as like a wrap that you could take off just to annoy them.
Like in 80s, lightning bolt, jaggedy...
Oh, yeah.
Black and obscene bright colors
That
kind of thing.
That would be fun.
Max Headroom, making a Max Headroom kind of paint job. In other news, this is in sports cars. Wayne Taylor Racing and Andretti are going to split now. We have a partial script of their conversation, or transcript. Yeah, it's a transcript. Taylor said, we're leaving. You don't pay any attention to us. Andretti, why? What did you need? Taylor, it's fine. Everything's fine. I mean, you could have stopped by the garage or called or even texted, but we're all fine now. And that's what happened with Wayne Taylor and No, they seriously were complaining that like Andretti didn't pay any attention to him. So
What was even the point?
yeah,
Did he just give them money and be like, "Hey, we're a team now"?
gave him the permission to put Andretti on their car somewhere.
'Cause,
I don't know.
Interesting.
I never really knew who Wayne Taylor Racing was before that.
I guess that's what happens when your global motorsports team has a car in almost every series in existence.
Yeah. In other news, Ford is going to enter into World Endurance Racing soon. So,
Again.
yeah. So Ford, you can make engines for NASCAR, WEC, Formula One, but you can't make an IndyCar engine. Can we just have Ford versus Chevy again on IndyCar like the old days? That was good.
Man, F1 and WEC are pretty expensive engines to put together.
F1's probably like the most complex. Plus, it's that new whatever 50-50 electric hybrid thing they're doing.
I feel like IndyCar and NASCAR would be on the less expensive side of those.
IndyCar would be. They used to do the Cosworth, which was a really good engine. Just kind of update that a little bit. You could probably compete with the Hondas.
Yeah. No. Well, I guess that's it for this week. We've got Daytona coming up, and then we have NASCAR racing for 40 straight weeks, it seems like, after that. So it's about time to get started.
Longer than Jesus was in the desert.
And I think we've got...
Oh, that was 40 days.
Yes. IndyCar coming up in about a month, too, so that's about to get started.
IndyCar still has one race and then 6 weeks of nothing and then another race. So, but the season's back on and the Pit and Paddock Race Show is back to keep you entertained for all of 2025. We'll see you next time.